All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Adam Baker here with the National Weather Service. Thanks for joining our slightly shifted weekly weather briefing due to the holidays this week. Main highlights that we're looking at is that, yes, there is going to be a switch to the pattern. The rain will taper off later tonight into early tomorrow morning. The flood watch that we've had for a while will continue across the majority of the area into early Tuesday as well. However, there will be some lingering runoff with some of the small rivers and streams in certain portions of the area fairly isolated. Good news is the rest of the holiday week is going to be very nice and pleasant. It's going to be mostly dry throughout and definitely above average temperatures. The next system that we're looking at is potentially a weak cold front next weekend. We aren't expecting any thunder with this, mainly just low impact light showers and rain with this system. Current conditions as of about 12:30 this afternoon, you can see the flood watches that are highlighted with the dark green. The radar images, you can tell it's not really that heavy of rainfall right now, but we do have the chance for some isolated afternoon into evening heavier amounts. Most of it has shifted to the east. Though I will show you coming up here what the main feature that's causing all this is. And then you can see in the lighter green boxes, that's where some of the river and stream flood warnings are currently. It is still rather cool out there. A lot of the temperatures are in the low to mid 50s, and there's still some gusty winds out of the northeast. Some gusts are still going upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour. If you want to get this information with this overlay, you can use this tiny URL at the bottom. Okay, to sum up the rainfall that we had throughout the weekend leading up until pretty much this briefing, we saw pretty much about 1 to 1.5 inches in parts of the far north and portions of the eastern county warning area, but there's a large zone of 2 to 3 inches that we saw, mainly in the western and central Georgia regions. Additional rainfall that we're thinking between now and early tomorrow morning, upwards of maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch in certain portions of central Georgia. Otherwise, should be fairly light amounts in areas farther north. And here again is that flood watch that's continuing through Tuesday morning. All right, so the main players that we're looking at on the far left, this is what's been causing all of the dreary conditions and pretty much no break in the on and off showers and cloudy days that we've had here. There's an upper low that is pretty strong for this time of year and pretty far south. This has been persisting across the area, and it's been pretty much bringing in all this Atlantic and Gulf moisture around it, just wrapping around it across the southeast. And this is expected to push off the coast, and really by Tuesday into Wednesday, we're going to have some pretty strong ridging. So that means that high pressure is going to be building in, and this middle bottom image here shows you what one of the models has. And this is a good signature of pretty good warming and dry conditions across the area. So that's the good news. And then on the far right is the next weather system that we'll be focusing on. But again, we're not expecting much impacts with this. There's some slight differences with the models on it. However, it still looks like there's going to be some type of fairly weak cold front next weekend. All right, so to focus on the holidays coming up here on the 24th and 25th, Tuesday and Wednesday, the max temps for Tuesday are going to be well above normal. A lot of mid 60s, even upper 60s. Can't rule out a few places reaching the 70 mark. And then Wednesday, again, pretty much about the same. Could be just slightly cooler by a few degrees, but definitely not what you'd expect this time of year. And the good news is it's, sometimes when we have these really warm temperatures, that means that a front is coming, but not in this case for midweek. We're actually going to have partly to mostly sunny skies. Pick some of the locations across the area to show here the trends throughout the week. What's interesting here is just to show you how warm we're expecting is that what's shaded is the range of the normals for this time of year for each location. And the forecast low temperatures, as you can see for most of the overnights, are actually near where we normally have for max temperatures. So everything's just kind of shifted notably upward from where we should be expecting. The top line is the forecast high for each one. The records for some of the locations, most of the records during this time period seem to be in the low 70s. So it's not to say we can't flirt with a few of the records or get within a few degrees. So that's something we'll be watching too. Okay, to focus on next weekend, again, possible cold front Saturday. If you got any plans, right now looks like Saturday is a better day for most of the area than next Sunday. We do have some low-end chances for some showers in the north on Saturday, but mainly going into Saturday night and Sunday is going to be the better chances once we get into that 30 to maybe even 50% chance. Again, we're not expecting thunderstorms with this, just pretty much light rain or showers. And looking onward, leading into the next holiday period for New Year's, this 6 to 10 day outlook ends on January 1st. So we're anticipating pretty much there's a better bet that we're going to stay above normal throughout the period for temperatures. Precip wise, rainfall chances, it's kind of the general mill. We're kind of close to maybe 40% above normal, but there's a good chance we'll stay above normal with the temps coming up. And this actually hasn't changed since last Thursday with our drought summary. The new information will be coming out here in a couple of days, but again, we just want to prove the point that the drought has greatly improved across the area, and then especially with this last system, I would expect that some of these areas of moderate D1 drought to abnormally dry across portions of our area should actually be reduced even more. So that's good news there. All right, again, here's the summary. Went through all the main points here. Good news is we got a nice week shaping up for the holidays here. We'll be watching for that next system. And the key point here too is that our next weekly weather briefing will be next Monday on the 30th at 1 p.m. So similar to this week, just because of all the holidays that are going on. So not Thursday, but next Monday. All right, at this point, I will open it up for any questions.